So in the previous lecture, in previous two lectures actually, I have discussed what is OSI layer, and in the next lecture, that is OSI part 2, I have discussed about the functions of physical layer, data link layer and network layer. Now in today's class I will discuss about transport layer, session layer, presentation layer as well as application layer. That means the upper four layer that I will discuss. So let us start with this transport layer. Transport layer, in this transport layer, it is actually the fourth layer from the button. Transport layer is the function of transport layer is process to process delivery. Now what is process? In a computer, an active program is called a process. Whenever there are so many programs are there in a computer. Now whenever we just click it, whenever we just initiated it, that time it is a process. So it is called process to process delivery. That means in a computer there are different type of processes running. Now the exact process with which I want to communicate, that is delivered or detected by this transport layer. Now what are the different function? Now service point addressing is one function. Now what do you mean by service point addressing? Actually it is nothing but the port address. Now what is port address? Actually in process to process delivery, the exact process with which you want to communicate, that has been decided by this service point delivery or service point addressing. Now the second function is segmentation and assembly. Now what is segmentation? Suppose you want to deliver 10 to 15 bikes from a company who is situated in Pune. Now the company decided that I will just break the whole bike into three parts. That means light, engine, and the third one is the wheel. Now what they have done, they have just segmented it into three parts: light, engine and wheel, and they have packed it in different way. I mean light in one packet, engine in one packet, engine of all the bikes and wheel of all the bikes. Now after transportation, whenever it has received by the receiver in Kolkata, say received that time, it has again been assembled together. Light, engine and wheel, it has been again assembled to form a main bike. So it is a function. Now the third function is control connection. Now there are two type of connections are there. One is called connectionless, and another one is called connection oriented. Now what is that? Connectionless and connection oriented. Suppose I want to transport a data, and before transportation, if I just make a connection to the receiver, that time the receiver is connected before the transmission, and after having the connection I just used to send the data. So that is called connection oriented connection. That means before transmission a path has been established between the sender and receiver. Before transmission a path has been established. Now connectionless means there is no connection prior to the transmission. So whenever it has want to send, it has just send it to the receiver. So that is called connectionless protocol. So that connection control has been done by this transport layer. Now move to the fifth layer, that is called session layer. So in session layer, session, as we all know, session means it is actually responsible of two things. That is one is called dialog control and second one is called synchronization. Now what is dialog control? The session layer allows two systems to enter into a dialog. It allows the communication between two processes to take place in either half duplex, full duplex, this type of mode. Okay, so it is called dialog control. Now what is synchronization? Synchronization means, suppose I want to send 500 page of data. Okay. Now at the time of sending, I have just decided to send 100 pages at a time. So say for example, if 223 page number 223 is lost, that times what I have to do, I have to send only the second slot, which is 200 pages, not more than that. So that is the synchronization. That is called synchronization. Now the sixth part is called presentation layer. So the next two things that I will discuss, that is presentation layer, function of presentation layer, as well as application layer. Now what is presentation layer? The function of presentation layer is how the data is presented, in which mode. There are different types of modes are there. Now how it has been presented. So translation, translation of data, one function. Second one is encryption. Presentation layer, the presentation layer do have two functions. Translation, because we all know there are different type of data format. Suppose someone is sending a docs file that is in .doc format. Someone is sending DOC format, someone is XLS format. So whatever be the format, it all has been translated into one common format, that is 0101. Okay, 01001. So that has been done by this presentation layer. Now what is encryption? Encryption means translation or translated into encrypted form. Suppose I want to send a data, suppose ABHI. Now if it is encrypted, suppose I have encrypted into some other way. A means 1. So 1, 2, ABHI. So A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. 8, 9. So that is the encrypted form. So this encryption can be done by this presentation layer. The last layer is called the application layer. Application layer is from sender section. It is the first layer which used to initiate the application. Now there are different type of applications are there in a computer. It is running. Now suppose you want to send a mail. Suppose you want to do the file transfer. Or HTTP, hypertext transfer protocol. So there are different type of applications are there. So the application layer used to look after this, all the application part, that is how the mail has been transported, how the mail has been initiated, file transfer, like FTP is a protocol, HTTP, there are different HTTP protocols are there. So this much for today. Thank you very much. This is the final lecture of OSI reference model. So I have covered all the details or the functions of each layer. So again I am repeating, the layers are physical, data link, network, transport, session, presentation and application. So thank you very much.